What up, Philly?
Hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Dónde estás la biblioteca?
I have no idea what the fuck you just said.
I just asked where the library be at. That's your language. See how easy I switch between Mexican and fucking Negrodomics or whatever
Mexican
Nebonics is y'all talk.
George, Mexican is not a language, okay? Mexican is Mexican is not a language. But anyway,
Espanol, is that better?
Yeah, there you go. Speaking of Philadelphia, one of Philly's own really got it done last night. B-Hop, 49 years old, unified the light heavyweight titles. There's still one more class that needs to be, one more organization that needs to be unified. But, you know, with boxing, there's so many damn fucking, I don't even know, the IBF, the WBA,
weight classes, the WBO. Belts. Three pound difference between 4 weight classes. I love it.
This shit is crazy. But I'm going to tell you what, George. I know you didn't get to see the fight because you told me that. But it was right down the street at the DC Armory. And Bernard Hopkins, man, is watching that guy, 49 years old, pick apart this guy, Shumenov, was just unbelievable. Because I woke up this morning and said, fuck it, I want to run a couple miles, lift some weights, fucking eat good. Because to see the shit that he's doing at almost 50 years old, I mean, you got to fucking tip your hat off to him. This shit is crazy, and he looked really good last night.
Let's talk about. I'm glad Bernard Hopkins won. That's awesome. Let's talk about the more important shit. How far did you exactly run?
I didn't run shit. I said I woke up this morning wanting to run. See, you didn't hear me correctly. You didn't hear me correctly. Okay, I didn't run shit. I ran to my car and fucking hopped in that motherfucker and drove to the gym. But he, you know what, George? I mean, you know, we hear it all the time because George and I are definitely not big on the boxing. You know, we're not professionals by no means. We always say it, and it's funny that people would think that we would go to school for this shit when some people who have gone to school for this shit are on YouTube right alongside of us, still getting trolled out and having college loans to pay back. But man, he really defines sweet science. I looked at it and I really studied the fight. Dude, you could not fucking hit him. He's like just an older version of Floyd Mayweather. You just cannot fucking hit him. And he hadn't knocked out anybody in close to a decade. And I thought he was going to do it in the 11th round against this guy last night. And then when it was all said and done, the thing that I found so bizarre about it was all the judges had him, I believe, the 2 judges had him 116, 111. And one fucking judge, this guy, Gustavo Padilla, had fucking Shumenov winning the fight. Like, and I was thinking when they first announced, when they were all sitting in the ring and said that it was a split decision, the whole fucking place went silent. Like, how the fuck could this be a split decision? And to me, if that had ended up going in favor of Shumenov, it would have been like such a travesty for boxing. It would have been so bad for boxing because the guy even said, damn, I got my ass whipped. You know what I mean?
That's a little crazy. Well, I mean, yeah, do they have any like checks and balances for these judges? I mean, like, I would think the athletic commission might go back with them and sit down and be like, look, I would seriously pull that dude aside, go watch the film with him, and watch round to round and be like, how'd you even come to this conclusion?
The only way I could see this is that he just needs to go to fucking lens crafters and get his shit checked, okay? Because
maybe he just doesn't like Bernard Hopkins. I mean, these guys are supposed to be impartial and be able to see things down the middle, but I have a feeling that they can't, that they pay attention to the media, they watch things, and they have an opinion before they go in.
George, he can't see anyway. He can't see down the middle because he can't fucking see, period. No, he just can't fucking see, okay? That's why I say he needs to go get his shit checked because he cannot see. Because Bernard Hopkins landed 50% of his punches. This cat only landed 20%. Somewhere along the line, you just can't see. Get your shit checked.
And Bernard Hopkins isn't the most offensive fighter to begin with. He uses that Philly shell, and he's a counter puncher. So if the other dude, yeah, and look, I didn't see the fight, but I mean, I've seen Bernard Hopkins fight, and I don't think his style's changed. So
it is, and he conserves his energy. He
shit, you have to at 49.
Yeah, he conserves his energy, but when he throws his punches, he's really fucking accurate. But I tell you, the thing that you know, when he throws punches, he's really fucking accurate. But the thing that he's going to have a shot, you know, probably in a few months down the road to completely have all the light heavyweight titles outright at almost fucking 50 years old.
But what does that say about boxing? No offense. I mean, I'm not hating on boxing by any stretch of the means. But when your sport is being dominated by somebody who's 50,
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know what, I can't say you can take away, because I look at the other classes and I look at the light heavyweight class. I mean, he just, some of the guys, if he was absent in that class, you could arguably say there's some great fighters out there. I mean, because there are some great fighters out there, but he's just so good at what he does. He's just like Floyd Mayweather. I mean, he's really good at what. It really is. It's embarrassing.
I mean, to me,
you know what?
look, I'm not a professional athlete by any stretch of the means, but I can tell you right now, there's no 50-year-old in the NBA. There's no 50-year-old unless they're kicking in the NFL. There's the only thing you got close to a 50-year-old in pitching is a guy who comes in and pitches to maybe 2 batters. I mean, it's just there's 50-year-old golfers. They have their own separate circuit. I'm not trying to discredit Bernard Hopkins at all. I'm not taking away from his accomplishment and what he's doing, but I find it amazing that a 50-year-old man can get away with not only competing, but he's competing at the top level and holding belts. Like, he's the best of the best.
The person that's going to beat Bernard Hopkins is, and this is why what it equates to when you get older, in my opinion, if he has such good ringmanship, he dictates what happens in the ring. So he slows the fight down. He picks his shots. He takes his time. Someone is going to have to be ultra aggressive and come at him for 12 fucking rounds aggressively to beat him. That guy,
they're going to have to be strong, and they're going to have to bully him. And not only that, they're going to have to land shots to make Bernard respect that. But it sounds like the hardest thing to do is to hit him cleanly.
He sits back, and if you miss, he counters, and he lands a punch, and he lands his. He doesn't miss his, and that's the thing. And I will give this to Bernard Hopkins. He was, Bernard Hopkins can be, you don't know who you get with him. Sometimes he can be mouthy. I'm a fan of him. I like him. He entertains me. But they asked him, they said, what about this one judge who had you losing on the scorecard? And he says, look, it's not up to me. He goes, my job is to fight, come in this ring and entertain the people, and to get ready for my next fight. He goes, I'm not about, talking about judges and stuff, because that's not my job. He goes, we have regulations and rules and people that, make sure everybody's doing their job and doing their job correctly. And that's for them to go ahead and handle that. And I liked how he handled that, because he could have been a straight up dickhead about it and been like, this guy's fucking blind as shit. But he was he was professional about it.
The guy's 50. He's seen it all at this point.
Yeah.
He's been robbed. He's robbed people. It happens.